It's a good save. Arsenal now. Okay, do you know what, right? They've got to treat that as if we were given that. Yeah, that was a bit of good fortune, you might say. Right, get rid of that now. It's still 0-0. You're still on the front foot. You're still in charge of this tie. They have to get rid of that. And Saka as well cannot let that affect his confidence. He's starting to go very, very well. Now it's a turn on a yellow. Has to keep on accepting. Yeah.
Do you know what it is that it is? Does he try to trip then? No, he does. He just like the one that he even changed his mind there as well. It looks like his heart tried to pull it in the ball, and the heart tried to chip it on Nevo. He says, "I'll come on, nice."
Well, look, that's one thing you can't take your eyes off again. I think, yeah, Saka will be disappointed. Arsenal will be disappointed because, my goodness, they could have got a goal up there. The fact is, it's the same job now. Just keep doing what you're doing, and Saka has to just put that out of his mind. This is it. This is the test of mental strength.
The only issue is it riles up the Bernabeu.
Well,
but you are right, bro.
yeah, do you know what I mean? Like it is that test. You just keep doing what you're doing at Arsenal on the front foot, winning those 50-50s, being decent at the back. They're not giving too much away, and don't let that you forget that then. It's not like you've needed that to equalise or anything. It doesn't really change the job. Even if they score, that Real Madrid have still got to bomb forward and so on and so forth.
You've got no time to say for yourself. Like the Bernabeu absolutely 3 goals up. You'll go down in negative folklore if Real Madrid somehow overcome this. It's game on. These are the scenarios we wanted to be in. Just have to, I think Marcus is bang on. We still got to ask questions, still got to keep them. We will have chances. Whether we're going to take them is another thing.
Yeah.
But that's when they get Real Madrid going. And to be fair, if anybody deserves a penalty save or something, it is Courtois, because he didn't deserve to concede 3 goals in the first leg. To be honest,
Exactly.
it does concern me the amount of space that Real Madrid have down our left there, right?
So Real Madrid 0, Arsenal 0, 15 minutes gone. Bukayo Saka missing a penalty. The only game in the Champions League is still goals between Inter Milan and Bayern Munich. Inter Milan leading 2-1 from the first leg. That's at James Park. Palace have missed a penalty and Newcastle punished them. Newcastle got 3-0 against Crystal Palace. It was Murphy scored the first goal, Gay here at the goal, and now Harvey Barnes has scored for Newcastle with 3-0 up and will go third in the table. The penalty, what did you make of that? Do you think the right call's made there? I mean, I can't believe, given, we didn't even see how it in real time, given everything, it was remarkable that was given it in their own backyard.
Yeah, but it was a foul. I mean, it was a foul. It's as simple as that. He just hauled him down. It was a rugby exactly. So that's. I'm glad they're given those ones because there's so many times.
But Marcus, what they always say, you don't mind them being given, but then you'll see in the same game 4 or 5 other incidents, the same thing happening, and they're not given. That's when it becomes straight. If they're consistent with those things, then it becomes fine.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Well, look, I mean, St James Park, there's been a missed penalty, and the home side of 3-0 up. I hope it's not something we see in the Bernabeu.
We've really got a corner over here. Now to come and collect. The ball will come back out into the middle of the park.
Yeah, I mean, the Arsenal, they're still
Taking too long to react, boys.
Yeah, the thing is with Arsenal, they've still got the lead. So to call that a setback, it's not quite right. They were given a gift, and they couldn't quite cash it in.
It was a psychological game as much as anything going into this, and it's been typified as a penalty miss and the knock-on effects. And here, Madrid are.
Yeah.
We need an out.
Yeah, so this is Arsenal. Arsenal don't want this to basically everyone back in their own box and defending and just trying to hoof it away.
When a foul, you got
Yeah, we'll take the film on there and take the exit. Oh, give it a run for the
So now I think Arsenal, because of that penalty miss, I know it's been a few minutes since that, they've now got to go, right, okay, let's take our medicine. We might have to suffer for the next little phase of the game. Let's do that and then re-establish ourselves. It gives Saka time to just clear his head and they go again. Because they were looking like they're more likely to score up until they were given that penalty, of course. The Saka had already tested the goalkeeper. They were doing some nice stuff, particularly down that right-hand side. So look, keep stressing this. If you're Arteta, you go, right, lads, look, we couldn't take that gift that was given. I mean, it's a funny penalty. It's not what we've come to expect from
So
Saka.
it's always nice to just...
It's not for it's a really it's really trying to go to the near post.
Yeah, we saw Urexi, is it, for Dortmund do that last night. But I mean, he put it centrally, and the keeper dived out the other way.
So you think he always mishits him? He just tries to go down the middle and he just mishits him. Just about
Quite possibly so on occasion. Yeah, Courtois made his move. It would seem odd to hit a penalty with that that lack of pace, if you like, into the corner. Because if you're gonna kind of do that sort of chip, which I would never recommend anybody doing,
You've got to keep it dive, don't you?
yeah, exactly. If you're gonna put it down the middle, put it down the middle with a bit of pace. I've never understood that Pinocchio. It looks great. It was off, don't get me wrong, and I've been thoroughly entertained over the years by various people who have done it.
Even Murray Lookman.
That was one of my West Ham. Yeah, that's true. Maybe I'm still scarred from that. I don't
The streets never forget.
He made up for it.
He
has made up for it personally. But look, Arsenal, it's 18 minutes. They're still looking pretty comfortable. Madrid haven't had that much. Let's be
We
quick.
haven't had one chance yet, have they?
No, exactly. So again, I keep saying it. It's the same job. Keep going. So yeah,
That's where you want the players, and speaking for Arsenal, I know they're probably not, but as much as it's something I'll tell you, you want the players to manage themselves, keep talking each other through. Kind of what you see with Real Madrid, I'm completely honest. Unlucky Skelly there.
yeah. But Arsenal, that's it. They're standing up to the physical battle, and emotionally they still look. They still look there.
Yeah, I like to say, I think Arsenal are pretty comfortable, pretty solid. And as you said, it's, you've got to put that penalty back in their mind and trying to redo it. Madrid just need that lost possession in these areas, Marcus. They're at half, but just not at the moment kind of being able to create that final third.
Look how high Arsenal's line is. I'm really pleased to see them doing that because they're not letting Madrid bully them. They're not inviting Real Madrid on really. Of course they'll get you. They'll get you. They'll get
They just whipped in a really gorgeous ball across the face of the goal with pace. Rodrigo was nearest to it, but nobody get on the end of it. Still 0-0, 19 minutes gone.
No, those moments are going to happen. But the fact is, I think Kivior, is it Kivior?
Yeah, it was Kivior.
Yeah. I think it was a controlled situation. Lewis Skelly sees that and he lets it go. I mean, it would have been pretty spectacular if Rodrigo gets on the end of that. It's a dangerous ball for Bellingham. It's a moment for them, but that's going to happen. And it's all about saying, all right, let's not worry. That's it. And I think, if somebody had scored that penalty, the dynamic of the game probably would have done more as well.
It's top. Mbappe's in there. Can he break it down? He's got it back to goal. Can he try and get a shot away? That's
That's so pathetic.
Like the best in the France.
Mbappe at the moment to try and get something back, but obviously it's really well to his body in front of Mbappe, goes out for a goal kick. That's the quality you want from your experience.
I see true mix once upon a time. Every season. But yeah, that's what that club like. But that's what you want.
What is Mbappe doing in Arsenal?
I'd love that to be the case, man. You'd be the
So is that you selling Saliba to Madrid?
I just think Saliba will play for them one day. I think he's that good. Really. It's almost like you knew Eden Hazard would go one day. You knew Cesc Fabregas would play for Barcelona one day. Just ripping stars.
You saw Thomas Partey with the ball back there, CJ, for Arsenal. He was excellent in that first leg. Do you think he's had, for some, Zubimendi's coming, do you think he's had a better season and been maybe given credit for Vinny Jr. comes forward?
Never.
He was sort of caution saying about Thomas Partey.
Yeah, I think Partey's been one of our players of the season. It's one of those things where your contract's running down your pay down your skin. I think we signed him in 2020. His quality has never been, in dispute. It's just the consistency that he's shown this year and also being able to stay fit. For me personally, I'd love him to sign a new deal. 1 minute there's rumours that he's been given a contract extension and hasn't signed it. Others say he hasn't. I think we've got to keep Partey. I mean, I like what I see from Zubimendi. I just think Partey's a unicorn of the
And this is what we spoke about last week's show, CJ. What's more from Arsenal next season? Not just to have to go with 13, 14 players, down from people with 18, 19 players.
More than
so you've got Zubimendi to right through, it might be your first name next season. So then if you want to rotate, not Jorginho to come in, but Thomas Partey come in. It's obviously two great players in every position like that. City have had for a long time.
Exactly like you said. It's almost like last year we had a small squad, kept everyone relatively fit. This year we was unable to. And Mikel Arteta on at least 2-3 occasions in 2024 said we've got one of the smaller squads. Not only that, but it was the strength of this Arsenal squad of 19. There's a lot that are quite quote-unquote injury prone. Like, there's no Havertz, Tomiyasu, Gabriel Jesus to pull up onto them. So yeah, you're right, we need a squad.
Yeah, I think Arsenal have got to add a few more. They've got to challenge for the title next season.
Marcus, what are the players just go down from box?
And what's happening? Antonio Rudiger and Thomas Partey are involved.
Yeah.
And
Asensio.
yeah, totally. I mean, you remember Thomas Partey used to play Atletico.
Yeah.
He used to play Atletico Madrid. He knows the stadium. He knows what they're about. So I think he's almost the perfect man to have in the middle of the pitch. There's an air of calm about him. And the way they get that penalty, oh my goodness.
He gave the penalty to Madrid.
Yeah. So it's Declan Rice. Rice is convinced of his innocence.
You said which is not being consistent. He gives the first one. Then it's a replay.
Let's keep it.
It comes into a cross.
Rice is pleading his innocence there. I mean, it looks nothing. It looks absolutely nothing.
Oh, it's not a penalty. Nothing. It goes down so easily. Cross comes in. It's a flick on. And he goes for it. He's getting nowhere near it. Something happened.
Around him. I mean, this is a testament here.
This is the first one. This one
Wasn't like the first one. His arms were around him. I don't think that's a penalty, but as we said earlier,
that is supposed to miss the next match as well.
Can't imagine. I'm sure that the referee will be asked to the heaven of VAR.
I think this is. I think there is nowhere near enough contact. This becomes a penalty. There's nowhere near enough anyway. And if there's anywhere near enough contact, you're right, Mark. The first penalty was given for Arsenal for reaching the ball to bring down. This is minimal contact. It's a travesty. This seems to have been very quiet.
I mean, Sam, I said before the game, fair enough, we got a penalty and we missed, that's our fault. But I said it's written in the stars that Real Madrid get this. It's a psychological test. I can't fault Kylian Mbappe for whether he's quote unquote smart player or anything. He's given the ref a decision. I do think in today's day and age, you can't really defend. I think they forget that defensive players plays in defensive actions actually have arms. It shouldn't be a penalty.
They're checking, they're still, it's the VAR, so having a look at it. The referee, it's not a penalty.
So again, it's a Champions League quarter-final.
There's nowhere near enough contact to actually give us a foul.
I don't think it's a penalty, but his arms are around him. I can understand why, if the referee has a heightened sense of it all, might have thought, did he hold him back there? I don't think it's enough. This will be very, very interesting. If he's given the first one.
So, but the penalty check is still going on.
It's still going on.
So VAR is still having a look at this. I think we're all agreeing with the penalty.
I don't think it's not a penalty.
But they're going to put it, it's going to be given.
I mean, it's so funny. There's so many discussions from opposition players. I mean, at one point, Mbappe and David Rice seemed to have a very congenial conversation.
They're probably bored Marcus waiting. Seriously, you get to a point now where it's like, come on, seriously go on with it. For me, I think it's minimal contact. I don't think there was enough that to be given as a foul, and I think it's going to be really harsh on us. This is the thing. This is what 3-4 minutes now. They're sitting and they're waiting, and this is where this nonsense has got to stop. It's a Champions League quarter-final. We've had 26 minutes of highly entertaining end-to-end football, and this nonsense kills the game.
What is pathetic? Why not stop with it? Why not understand this? I mean, pretty early on with the Saka one, with the Arsenal penalty, immediately they thought, get the referee over to the monitor. If you're not sure, get the referee over there. Let him have a little check.
Check if it's an offside. Then check and think if there's an offside. The original thing comes in. He's onside.
They might be nil offside.
I don't know. He's offside. I think there's no penalty, but I think they're going to give the penalty because they're checking the offside. Actually, if they've gone to that, they're checking the offside. It means they give the contact to give us a penalty. Everything I would say, this is boring. This is pathetic. This is supposed to be a Champions League quarter-final. We've been waiting for 4 minutes now. I'm tired of this.
This is absolutely ridiculous. It's to go very, very close there to get it. I should tell you. So he sits on the side there.
The ref is going to still give that penalty.
Once upon a time, you want to see this. You need a bad builder. Son out of bet £10 to get £40 in bonuses.
I hope he won't.
I think
He's going to return it. Psychological pressure in. He won't. The fact he goes over means it always overturn.
Said Sam, why is it taking so long for them to say,
Yeah, we saw within 2 looks there was nowhere near enough of this absolute chaos, Marcus.
I should tell you that Newcastle 4-0. I think, yeah, there's actual football.
Everything's next door.
yeah, I mentioned him.
I definitely know.
So the referee has to look at this. I'm assuming it shouldn't take him too long to see.
I think he's going to give
Even though he's been sent over.
I think the fact that he's given the first one, I think he's in the mood for
So he's been sent over the top. When he gets sent over, he always overturn it. That's what he's not doing the time. The fact is that there is
a case there because Ned said his arms around the back there.
anytime you put your arms around someone, you are in mighty waters and in danger.
Look at the way he goes to the ground.
Here we go, Sells.
Here we go, you know, overturn it.
Hi, referee, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Right.
Shame on you. I don't think you see.
And it's just
Oh, it's right. And don't yellow card.
Which one?
Right. Right. Can we just, the referee has given what they say is a dubious penalty against Real Madrid. I think it's a penalty. And he's just denied Real Madrid.
We thought that one was a penalty.
This referee is earning his money tonight, isn't he? He's having it pushed around by this occasion. He's not been overawed by the Madristas or anything. That is, I'll tell you something. That's why he's been given this game.
I mean, this is why I don't know this sport.
What an incredible game. Or start to
And
get
you know what? Ironically, that might actually help us because it takes it.
Well, I think
this thing out of it.
Yeah, I think it does.
Real Madrid might have something to say because it doesn't look like it's affected them.
Well, I think Arsenal breathed a sigh of relief. In a way, obviously in a different way to Real Madrid when Courtois sent the penalties, they get a moment of cheer if you can. But I think Arsenal go, thank goodness for that, right? Okay, once again, the old adage, or the old thing, 0-0 lads, here we go, etc., etc. And we can do it better. To be honest with you. Yeah.
Why is he not playing against Real Madrid in the knockout stages? It's like that.
I think also as well, I think for Saka, a player of that importance, to not take his chance. I think if he smashes it off the bar or something, but it looked like a moment of indecision or a moment where he's just not executing it. He's trying to be together. Yeah, and I think that kind of makes everybody go, oh my goodness, you know, he's one of the big players, he's one of our guys. To do that in that moment, you think, yeah, okay. But as I say, look, we're half an hour in. Goodness knows how much injury time we're going to have after, when we get to the end of this half. But Arsenal are still in a commanding position, and they still haven't conceded much at all, if anything. That's what you've got to concentrate on here. They have a very good defence. They know how to defend, and they're still on top.
I mean, it's brilliant watching it.
I mean, look at that. There's a hopeful ball into the box, and it goes nowhere. Arsenal have defended very well. So just to say to any Arsenal fans watching, I think you're all right.
I'm happy to be watching right. Your neutral space.
Well, I can imagine they are, but I'm saying what I'm seeing here, which is I'm hoping reassuring you, but it is what's happening on the pitch. Arsenal have not looked like conceding, you know, and it's a shame for the Saka one. But look, as I say, they'll dust themselves off, and better to get that out of the way early on in the game, I suppose, rather than sort of a crucial moment where it's much more in the balance.
You can't get caught in the transition. We've got too many bodies forward.
Yeah, but that high line Arsenal playing is, I think they're getting it just right at the moment. They're going up, they're going back, but they need to go back.
Which is very good. It's what how do we call it the season contender really?
But if that's what you're reduced to, if someone picked 20 from 30 yards, you've got to hold your hands up sometimes, you know. But interestingly, right at the same time, Inter nearly scored a similar effort as well. So it's quite, both games are quite open as I'm kind of glancing at the one in Milan at the moment. You know, it's funny, it feels like there's a bit of space in both games. However, neither game has produced a penalty, but in open play, neither has
Nothing of no essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's slightly close with the crossing side, but both sides kind of mirroring each other in that respect. Whereas Newcastle, all the goals, it's James Parker on the home side.
Chance here from Arsenal. Martin Odegaard's got the ball. Saka's got saved to the right hand side. Can he cut in? Try and get a shot away. Odegaard. Saka. And he's final just missing for Arsenal.
Yeah, forget Odegaard used to play.
Yeah, like you're playing at your former club. I'm a big advocate of Odegaard, and I try my best to defend him. But I need you to turn up today. If you're not going to turn up at the Bernabeu, then we need to wrap up the whole season. That's where we need quality. You're a class region. I call you one that great in the kind of firm. You need to hold your bottle again.
Yeah. So 32 minutes gone. Madrid haven't scored yet. It's Madrid nil. There's been lots of drama. Arsenal giving a penalty, Saka missing it. Madrid giving a penalty, overturned by VAR. Arsenal have looked pretty comfortable. They've defended well, and on the counter attack, Marcus, they've had moments where they're looking dangerous.
And I think they're going to get more moments because Real Madrid, this is not good for them. It's a 3-goal deficit. I know it's stating the bleeding obvious, but Real Madrid can't keep it. We're all right. Real Madrid need a goal. And at the moment, obviously it's a bit cagey. They know what Arsenal can do on the break. But right now, Arsenal, when they do defend deep, Real Madrid, they are restricting them. They're saying, you are not entering our box. And when Real Madrid are knocking it around the edge of the box, the attacks are stuffed out with precision and with quality. And that's when Arsenal get a chance to break. And you see their second really fell. Honestly, Arsenal, other than the penalty, they've played this very, very well indeed. So
I think Carlo will be considering taking it out of Arsenal.
I'd say there's no way he's
playing in this game.
He's just he's another foul. He got his ridiculous challenge. So it was one of those Arsenal challenges. Wanted to leave one in on the phone to play. Yeah, going this one on the best room.
that was silly. Oh, it's in a different postcode. And he's going like that. I mean, it's dearing me. Real Madrid, you could argue are two parts.
Their head's going a little bit.
Well, I think as crazy as it is to say, yeah, it's a little bit something. They missed Tony Kroos in the centre of that. It's Tony Kroos is in there. It's Tony Kroos is in there. It's for Inter, I'll tell you what. That's what I'm getting excited.
Well, we can say about the goalkeeper, that still remains 0-0. So 35 gone in that game, into 0 by 0. Bayern trailing 2-1 from the first leg. Newcastle 4 up at half time. Murphy gave the own goal. Barnes share the 4 goal scorers for Newcastle, who has things standing third in the table. Out of the Bernabeu is Madrid 0, Arsenal 33 minutes gone. Arsenal got a free kick here, which Marcin Odegaard guessing is going to try and launch somewhere towards the goal after a quite silly foul from Rudiger on Mikel Merino.
I mean,
All done soon? Yep, and not just with your hair, but the help of Zero accounting software, I've sorted my numbers too. So now,
Someone just hit it.
it's all right. It's all right. I'm looking at this and I think Madrid might be too pumped for this. You know, they've given away silly fouls. They've had a couple of silly bookings already. They know what they have to do. And Arsenal are not letting them do it. And they're going to get frustrated. And Arsenal will get more joy on the break. They will get more space as this game goes on. They have to keep Madrid going. The longer that Real Madrid 0 is still there, they will start to panic. We can talk about Madrid this, absolutely. But this specific situation, chasing they're doing this.
Also, I say as well, just saying in the last minute, Arsenal as well, comfortable looking down.
Yes.
Playing some nice football. I mean, Arsenal look, what do you think, CJ, is the Arsenal don't even look as on but they look quite comfortable. They're defending well. They, again, everyone is in position. They've got the ball. They're keeping it well, moving it well. And again, when off the ball, they keep their shape of possession. And again, they're having that chance.
Raya hasn't made a save, he hasn't. Yeah, I hope that we're not jinxing him, but Raya hasn't had to do anything. I do think when I remove my emotions, we're actually doing quite well. We're kind of growing in confidence. It's like as soon as I call out Martin Odegaard, he's more prominent. We just need to keep managing it. Now, I know we're winning by 3 goals to 0 and it's 0-0 on the night. But look at that. Look at CJ. They're losing it. They're losing as crazy as they're not doing it. It's crazy, Marcus. Again, they lost it.
I totally understand from your point of view as a fan, and you think, oh, blimey, we're going to lose 3 goals in the next minute or whatever, you know. I get that. Real Madrid are being totally restricted here. Arsenal's back line is at the moment, they're getting it just right. Madrid come forward, they play the high line, they try to loft the ball at the back, and goes out for a goal kick. It's Arteta, and it plays right now. It's not going to get
So eventually, so you think that is it? Yeah, I'm just confident again, but it's
yeah.
But he's got this one. Once again, comes off down the right side. He's got quite close to him. He finds out the card. But you know, Arsenal just see
yeah, I mean, like you said, we've been growing in the attacking sense. I think we might nick the goal before the end of the first half.
You know, Declan Rice, particularly in the first 36 minutes, has been absolutely everywhere for Arsenal. He's won everything in midfield. He's been unbelievable.
All been brilliant. As I say, other than that strange decision from Saka taking that penalty, this has been a very, very good performance from Arsenal so far in this game. I understand things can change and so on and so forth very quickly.
Yes, a Madrid fan, I'd be asking for Danny Ceballos at half time. That's the closest they've got to Toni Kroos in that side. Yeah, Luka Modric. They need someone who wants to get on the ball. Hell, give me Luka Modric, even Luka Modric, rep their hands again.
So on the front.
Yes, no.
Thiago was going to win that, and then it was being Courtois to it, but the NFL was given, and Courtois then also left. No, it's just a bit of freedom was given anyway for Marino Sherpa, but 37 goal Madrid, no Arsenal, no Madrid with possession now deep inside their own half.
Again, it's easy for me to say this as a sort of a neutral with you. Of course I do, yeah, but I'm looking at this Madrid team, and you know, to eat these words. This is not the same Madrid team as last season in the Champions League. That team last season in the Champions League. So, they were on the ropes on so many occasions, and they got through it. The sort of, I don't know the legend, the myth, or whatever it is. Aura is the word, yes, indeed, yeah, because it's not a legend or a myth. They've actually gone and done it, haven't they? So
Only 50.
yeah, that's it.
We just have a few questions.
Yeah, stop showing off. It's pathetic.
Yeah, and so when they won it last season, it was a lot of last-minute goals and all that kind of stuff, and they still count and they got through.
Even the final, Marcus.
Even the final, they won. You know, Dortmund had chances
should have won
in that first half. You remove Toni Kroos from the side. Modric is older. In the league at the moment, they're getting over the line at the moment. They're still in the title race. But a lot of 1-0s or wins by the odd goal. I get the fact that still gets you 3 points. But looking at this side, what have they done in the Champions League this season so far? Weren't brilliant in that first phase, were they? They just about got through. And then they beat Man City. But I mean, come on.
So it's a case of Man City.
I'm very confident Arsenal will go through tonight. I really am. I felt a bit confident before the game because I thought Arteta and his team would get this right, but it was all about what's going to happen. Look at them.
Be careful. You don't want to be on it.
Well, unless something like that happens and there's a red card or whatever.
Well, at the moment, all the teams are going in Arsenal's favour anyway.
Well, they are, but Arsenal, in that midfield battle, we talked about it. Real Madrid do not have a player